Good spinal extension, movement toward arching, can be healing and wonderful for our spines, but it needs to be done with proper distribution of movement throughout your entire skeleton, entire 24 vertebra, not only just a few vertebra. And the second part that is really essential is whether the movement happens through compression, bones pushing into each other, discs compressing, or whether we can extend, make a movement of an extension with elongation, lengthening of the spine. The following is a sample of a day, a 10-minute practice from our 30-day course, Easy Extension, part of our Posture University. I hope you will have a chance to experience on yourself what it means to produce a good, effective, healthy spinal extension. As always, with the methods we use, avoid any pain or discomfort or any symptoms. The movements should feel good, simple, and easy. And if for some reason your situation is not agreeing with the movement, just skip it. Please lie on your stomach and let's begin. In today's session, let's work on active push-off the floor in order to produce movements. Put your right hand on top of your left hand and a few times lift your head and then come back. Pay attention. How do you press with your body, with your skeleton, into the floor in order to raise your head? Do you think your palms are pushing, your elbows, parts of your chest, pubic bone, other parts of your body? Notice, what do you press into the floor when lifting the head? Remember not to work hard, not to work excessively. We want to learn effortless posture. Now, let's 3 times actively press hands into the floor as we begin to lift your head. And then come back. And feel the direction of force can be not just straight down into the floor, but it's a little bit scooping underneath. And that pressure will actually lengthen you a little bit, making the crown of the head move a little bit away from the pelvis, making your spine a little longer. Can you feel that? Let's do it again. Press your hands into the floor and little bit scooping in order to grow taller, in order to lengthen your body. Now, let's do the same thing with the elbows. As you exhale, press your elbows into the floor and lift your head. Come back, completely release. Observe, can you be precise in which direction your elbows push so your head and your entire spine can be getting longer? When we were babies, we worked on it all the time. Many hours were spent on finding how to push the floor in order to make our body parts lighter. Feel the leaning of the elbows that makes you taller, that it could lead at some point to creeping on the floor. Can you feel that it's a little bit similar if you were to put your hands in the push-up position and you were to scoot yourself forward like I'm doing right now? I'm pressing down and backward so the body can slide forward. That's what we did when we were babies. Hours and hours of this kind of work. Now, can your elbows do a similar thing? Of course, it's not going to be as effective as your hands in the push-up position, but after all, our intention right now is to lift the head, not to glide forward, not to crawl, creep, but to learn how to lift the head. Do it once again. Exhale, your hands, your elbows very gently push into the floor, and notice how your head is beginning to lift. Many of us, including myself, we have a tendency for excessive kyphosis, meaning a little bit of hunching in between our shoulder blades in the upper back. Can you feel that this use of the floor can actually elongate, reduce that kyphosis, that slouching in the upper back? And it's done through elongation, not necessarily scrunching backward into extension and compression, but contrary, extension and lengthening. Very nice. Rest a moment, please. Take a breath in and out. Very good. Switch your hands, so the right palm is on the floor, left hand on the back of your right hand, forehead on the floor. Again, a few times. Press gently the floor and lift your head. Return. And now begin to sense what's happening with the pressure of your lower ribs with the floor. Can you sense that as you're lifting your head, your weight is shifting from the breastbone, from the upper and mid ribs, to lower ribs, those cartilages at the very bottom of our rib cage? Can you feel that? As you exhale, you lift the head and you feel transfer of weight toward the belly, and then come back, returning your breastbone, returning your middle ribs into the floor. Exhale again. Can you sense your pubic bone starting to anchor, press into the floor? This is another thing that you and I learned when we were babies. How to effectively push our lower abdomen, pubic bone, into the floor, and then come back. And feel the coordination of pressure from the hands, from the elbow, from the ribs, from the other elbow, and also the pubic bone in the action of lifting of the head. Come back. Let's do it 3 more times, and we're done for today. Exhale. Don't work hard. Think of mobilizing these various parts of your skeleton that can press into the floor to make your head lighter. The 10, 12 pounds of your head can really feel light. One more time. Exhale as you lift. Perfect. Come back. Finish by rolling over onto your back. And lying on your back, legs long if you're comfortable. If you'd like, you can bring knee to chest if you feel a release by bringing your knees to standing, or perhaps even bringing knee to chest. If that offers relief, wonderful. If you don't feel you need to do that, lie quietly with your legs long for another few seconds. Allowing your brain and the nervous system to process that vital information. Great work. This is it for today. I'll see you tomorrow.